Well, we have a quiet start to the day tomorrow, but that's not going to be the case as we go into the evening. Definitely something to be aware of, because this is going to be passing through as most of us are going to be heading home on our evening commute, or if you're heading to the polls later in the day, might want to reconsider possibly going a little bit earlier in the morning. We're not seeing anything totally crazy as far as snow totals go, but it could be impactful on the roadways. As you can see, getting to our location around 4 p.m. Areas south of I-90, though, likely see more of a wintry mix or rain to start. Could see a light glaze of some slick spots because of that. Overall, very slushy accumulations on the roadways that is going to cause some headaches for some. It's also going to be breezy during this entire period too, so we could see some slight reductions in your visibility. Still seeing snow falling around 7 p.m. Starting to get out of La Crosse by that time, but as we track into the later evening hours, we're seeing that snow almost stall out just north of I-94, continuing to give some very light amounts as we go into the beginning of the overnight period. After that, it really starts to move off to our north, and we should say goodbye to the snow for that portion of the system. Again, just light amounts with this system, really traced to about an inch for areas south of I-94, 1 to 3 inches for everybody else, with some higher amounts off into northern Minnesota. But again, windy throughout the entire portion of this, and there is that slight chance to have some slick spots forming as that slushier snow is forming. Really unlikely for anywhere south of I-90, but seeing some more likely areas, especially on more elevated surfaces or on those ridge lines. Seeing some ice forming on signs and tree branches could be another concern, similar to what we saw this last weekend. After the snow moves out, we're not going to be totally out of the clear yet, because we have another edge of the system passing through that could be bringing some thunderstorms, as you can see, just mainly near and south of I-90. The main risk with this is going to be some gusty winds and some large hail that moves out pretty quickly, though, in the early morning hours of Wednesday. And then we get a little bit of a dry break, mostly overcast throughout the day, but we could still see some scattered to isolated thunderstorms popping back up in the afternoon hours. Again, mainly near and south of I-90, still seeing the primary risk with those being large hail and some isolated stronger wind gusts. After that, we should stay dry, and it's looking that we'll be dry for the rest of the week afterwards as well, but it is going to be a very wet couple 24-hour period. As you can see, a lot of that rain after we say goodbye to the snow is really staying where that thunderstorm activity is, so mainly south of I-90. Everybody else at least picking up around 1/4 of an inch of rain, which could wash away a lot of that snow. Windy throughout this entire period as well. This could make some impacts to your visibilities. This is when that snow is falling, seeing wind gusts around 35 to 40 miles an hour. And we're still seeing those strong winds throughout the entirety of the period through Wednesday night and into Wednesday morning. Tonight, we're staying chilly, getting in the 20s once again, similar to what we saw this morning. And then tomorrow's highs before that snow falls actually staying above freezing in the 40s, but those temperatures will fall pretty quickly once that snow gets into the area. And then after that, we get to say goodbye to all the wet weather that we've been having. Just apart from a brief chance of maybe picking up a couple showers on Saturday, we have a mostly dry forecast and some warmer temperatures in there, but no 80s like we saw last week. So
yeah, that was just a mirage, basically.
Yeah.
Sign of things to come 3 months from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole.